Alright, hey guys, today I'm going to be doing some recording. I'm going to be trying out my four different mics that I have with me. Right now I'm currently recording on my Razer Siren Pro. I'll then be testing out my SteelSeries Siberia Prism, then I'll be testing out my HyperX Cloud 2, and then I'll be testing out my MacBook's inbuilt laptop. I'm just, doing this because whatever. What I'll be reading is, I'll be reading a book, A Raisin in the Sun. I'll be reading about a page worth of text for each microphone I'll be testing. I have a bit of a cold, so I sound a bit weird, but I'm not gonna let that stop me. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah. I also have these Apple EarPods. I just realized they had a mic, so we'll be trying those out as well. Let's go. The younger living room would be a comfortable and well-ordered room if it were not for a number of indestructible contradictions to the state of being. Its furnishings are typical and undistinguished, and their primary feature now is that they have clearly had to accommodate the living of too many people for too many years, and they are tired. Still, we can see that at some time, a time nobody no longer remembered by the family, except perhaps for Mama, the furnishings of this room were actually selected with care and love and even hope, and brought to this apartment and arranged with taste and pride. That was a long time ago. Now the once loved pattern of the couch upholstery has to fight to show itself from under acres of crocheted doilies and couch covers which have themselves finally come to be more important than the upholstery. And here, a table or a chair has been moved to disguise the warm places in the carpet, but the carpet has fought back by showing its weariness, with depressing informity elsewhere on its surface. Weariness has in fact won in the room. Everything has been polished, washed, sat on, used, and scrubbed too often. All pretenses but living itself have long since vanished from the very atmosphere of this room. Moreover, a section of the room, for it is not really a room unto itself, though the landlord's lease would make it seem so, slopes backwards to provide a small kitchen area, where the family prepares the meals that are eaten in the living room proper, which must also serve as dining room. The single window that has been provided for these two rooms is located in the kitchen area. The sole natural light the family may enjoy in the course of the day is only that which fights its way through this little window. At left, a door leads to a bedroom which is shared by Mama and her daughter Benita. At right opposite is a second room which in the beginning of the life of the apartment was probably a breakfast room, which serves as a bedroom for Walter and his wife Ruth. Time: sometime between World War II and the present. Place: Chicago's South Side. At rise: it is morning dark in the living room. Travis is asleep on the make-down bed at the center. An alarm clock sounds from within the bedroom at right, and presently Ruth enters from the room and closes the door behind her. She crosses sleepily towards the window. As she passes her sleeping son, she reaches down and shakes him a little. At the window, she raises the shade, and a dusky south side morning light comes in feebly. She fills a pot with water and puts it on to boil. She calls to the boy, between yawns, in a slightly muffled voice. Ruth is about 30. We can see now that she was a pretty girl, even exceptionally so, but it is now apparent that life has been little that she expected, and disappointment has already begun to hang in her face. In a few years, before 35 even, she will be known among her people as a settled woman. She crosses to her son and gives him a good final rousing shake. Ruth. Come on now, boy. It's 7:30. Her son sits up at last, in a stupor of sleepiness. I say hurry up, Travis. You ain't the only person in the world got to use a bathroom. The child, a sturdy, handsome little boy of 10 or 11, drags himself out of the bed and almost blindly takes his towels and today's clothes from drawers in a closet and goes out to the bathroom, which is in an outside hall which is shared by another family or families on the same floor. Ruth crosses to the bedroom door at the right and opens it and calls into her husband. Walter Lee, it's after 7:30. Let me see you do some waking up in there now. She waits. You better get up from there, man. It's after 7:30, I tell you. She waits again. Alright, you just go ahead and lay there. Next thing you know, Travis will be finished, and Mr. Johnson will be in here, and you'll be fussing and cussing around here like a madman. And be late, too. She waits at the end of her patience. Walter Lee, it's time for you to get up. She waits for another second and starts to go into the bedroom, but is apparently satisfied that her husband has begun to get up. She stops, pulls the door, and returns to the kitchen area. She wipes her face with a moist cloth and runs her fingers through her sleep-disheveled hair in a vain effort and ties an apron around her housecoat. The bedroom door at right opens and her husband stands in the doorway in his pajamas.
which are rumpled and mismated. He is a lean, intense young man in his middle 30s, inclined to quick, nervous movements and erratic speech habits, and always in his voice is a quality of indictment. Is he out yet? What do you mean out? He ain't hardly got in there good yet. Walter, wandering again, still more orientated to sleep than to a new day. Well, what was you doing all that yelling for if I can't even get in there yet? Stopping and thinking. Check coming today? Ruth. They said Sunday, and this is just Friday, and I hopes to God you ain't going to get up here first thing this morning and start talking to me about no money, 'cause I don't want to hear it. Walter. Something the matter with you this morning? Ruth. No, I'm just sleepy as the devil. What kind of eggs you want? Walter. Not scrambled. Ruth starts the scrambled eggs. Paper come? Ruth points impatiently to the rolled-up Tribune on the table, and he gets it and spreads it out and vaguely reads the front page. Set off another bomb yesterday. Ruth. Maximum indifference. Did they? Walter, looking up. What's the matter with you? Ruth. Ain't nothing the matter with me, and don't keep asking me that this morning. Walter. Ain't nobody bothering you, reading the news off of the day absently again. Say Colonel McCormick is sick. Affecting Tea Party interest. Is he now? Poor thing. Walter, sighing and looking at his watch. Oh, me. He waits. Now what is that boy doing in that bathroom all this time? He's just going to have to start getting up earlier. I can't be being late to work on account of him fooling around in there. Ruth, turning on him. Oh no, he ain't going to be getting up no earlier. No such thing. It ain't his fault that he can't get to bed no earlier nights, because he's got a bunch of crazy good-for-nothing clowns sitting up and running their mouth in what was supposed to be his bedroom after 10 o'clock at night. Walter, that's what you're mad about, ain't it? The things I want to talk about with my friends just couldn't be important in your mind, could they? He rises and finds a cigarette in her handbag and the table, and crosses to the little window, looks out, smoking and deeply enjoying this first one. Ruth, almost matter-of-factly, a complaint too automatic to deserve emphasis. Why you always got to smoke before you eat in the morning? Walter, at the window. Just look at him down there, running and racing to work. He turns and faces his wife and watches her a moment at the stove, and then suddenly, You look young this morning, baby. Ruth, indifferently. Yeah? Walter, just for a second, stirring the eggs. Just for a second, you look real young again. He reaches for her. She crosses away, then dryly. It's gone now. You look like yourself again. Ruth. Man, if you don't shut up and leave me alone. Walter, looking out to the street again. First thing a man ought to learn in life is not to make love to no colored woman first thing in the morning. You all some evil people at 8 o'clock in the morning. Travis appears in the hall doorway, almost fully dressed and quite wide awake now. His towels and pajamas across his shoulders, he opens the door and signals for his father to make the bathroom in at a hurry.
So if you're somehow still awake after that, I know it wasn't like the most entertaining of videos, but just something quick I could do. I'm actually recording this outro like 2 days after I recorded it. I got my cold cleared up, and I desperately wanted to re-record everything, but it took way too long. So yeah, that's that. Thanks for listening.